Anyway, as you can hear from my accent, born in the States, and I'm one of those who's here a long time. I come from a family of 5 brothers, and we all served in the war, in the World War. You can see by age, I'm talking about that war. And then after the war, I was disturbed, because I knew what happened in Europe, and I was disturbed because I also knew that America screwed up. They didn't allow the Jews in, and they had a ship that came with Jews, and they sent them back. And I'm a nice Jewish boy. It bothered me. I said, what can you do? And by mistake, I met somebody who told me what you could do. And so I joined up. What does it mean, joined up? They're looking for volunteers. You know, you should never get involved with volunteers.
Right.
And next thing, I found myself being told, because they wanted me, because I was a merchant mariner, so I knew something. They thought I knew something. And they brought me with a bunch of other guys down in Florida on my ship. You gotta understand, American Jews, mostly Jews, there were a few not, we brought 10 vessels from the United States to Europe to Palestine. Over 50% of all the Jews after World War II that were brought to Palestine were brought on our vessels. And the men were all volunteers. When I say volunteers, we weren't paid. The ships were not ships. They were boats, really. They were terrible. You saw, they tell you about the Exodus. That was a giant thing. That was a big thing. The vessel I took across the Atlantic was built not before World War II, but before World War I. They took it out of storage. Why? Why do you get such a crappy ship? Because it was cheap. The Jews didn't have the money to buy the right things. And they also didn't know how the American government would react to it all. The license we sailed under were fake. We didn't sail under normal papers. We had South American licenses. How did you get the South American licenses? Because you see, you couldn't sail a ship out of America unless you had papers. These ships would never pass the rules in America. So you had fake papers. Thank God there was some guy, nice Jewish boy, who had come to America as an immigrant. He got there, sent down to Galveston, like a lot of people were in those days, and he ended up picking up bananas and reselling them if they fell off. He became the owner of something called the biggest fruit banana company in the world. And he knew everybody down in South America, you know, down in Middle America. They were all dictators. And if you paid the right price, you could get the right papers. And so whenever ship was bought, he would get them, we'd have papers. And then when you got on the ship, most of the guys didn't know what they, back from front, stern from aft. They didn't know. Those of us that knew, we said, hey, we're going to cross the Atlantic with this, and it was crazy. And there we were. But we did. As I said earlier, we brought over 50% of all the Jews out of Europe to Palestine. I wrote a book on it called The Jews' Secret Fleet. Secret because nobody knew about it. Why did I write the book? Because Ben-Gurion had a discussion with me. He didn't believe it. Ben-Gurion, not somebody else, not some. So I wrote the book. It took me 10 years to find out what the hell it was all about. So I knew my ship, but I didn't know the other 9 really. And I got all the names together. 250 young men did it. So World War II is over. Here I am, back again on some crazy business. No, it's true. It wasn't life-threatening. Maybe it was. Who the hell knows? One guy got killed on the ship on the Exodus. An American boy, graduate of Kings Point Maritime Academy. He got killed by the British. He was clobbered. Just hit him on the head, that's on, dead. What can you do? course, when we came to so-called shores of Palestine, who did you run into? The British. They took us off the vessels. They brought us into Haifa Harbor, put us on another vessel, and sent us away. Where did you go? Cyprus. Cyprus was a camp that they used during World War II to keep Nazis in, prisoners of war. They put the Jews there. We were there. We lived in tents, not Quonset huts. And even though there was some Quonset, you wouldn't want to be there because with the sun coming down, it's blazing hot. And so we went to Cyprus. Why did we go to Cyprus? Why didn't we say to the British, hey, look at us, look at me? Well, we weren't going to do what they did to the Jews in World War II. In World War II, they were abandoned. They didn't bomb the Auschwitz lines. They could have bombed the railroad to Auschwitz. They didn't. But they didn't. And we here were sailors, World War II. We said, we're not going to abandon our people. So we stayed with them. Not because we're heroes, maybe because we're stupid. Or maybe it's because we said there was something wrong with what's going on. And there we were. We went to Cyprus. Cyprus, terrible place. What the hell, I'm not going to explain it to you because there's no reason to it. Terrible place. From Cyprus, finally they took us off. Not the British. Illegally we got off. Illegally by taking somebody else's name. Every month they would let a few hundred go out. I got a new, my name became Mr. Schwanzwald, Solomon Slut, all kinds of names. There you are, you had a name. Go off from Cyprus. You come here. Where do they do here? They throw you into this place. You say, what the hell am I doing here? We're behind barbed wire again. Double rows of barbed all around the place. Thousands of people. Geez, they're wandering all over the goddamn place. You can't believe it. I was lucky I spoke Yiddish. I could get along. My parents, thank God, they didn't learn English early enough. They spoke English, Yiddish, so I got this for free. And so you walked up around here, you spazier, they call it. You know what spaziering is?
Yeah.
Well, that's what it was. This is spaziering. All day and night you'd walk around this way. Walk around. Walk around. There was no place to go. Most of the immigrants, the survivors, were looking for family. So they asked everybody, where do you come from? Give some dude, Dalton, whiskey. They wanted to know. Those trees over there. That was the best thing you could have been invented before you had computers. Everybody put signs up there. Ich bin, I come from here. My name. They had signs all over the place. Say, I'm looking for somebody. Maybe somebody else. And people did find people. Either from the hometown or from the mishpach or anything. They didn't know. It was very difficult. No computers. If it weren't for the Jews who wanted to help them, there would have been nothing going on. And so, that's what happened to us. And of course, finally the Jews did get out. And finally the state did get declared. Why did they get declared? Because the British did what they did to us. They put us in prison, Cyprus, and the British knew for sure they're going to beat, we're going to keep this old little Palestine. So they said, okay, they gave it back to the United Nations. The United Nations fooled them. They voted for a two-state solution. The Arabs went to war against the Jews. Well, we beat the shit out of them. There was no choice. You either win or you're dead. During World War II, they couldn't fight, but after World War II, you could. Even though a lot of people were rescued after the war by what they called the bricha. These are the men who had fought in the British Army. After the war, they went to look for mishpacha, family. And they did meet. Slowly but surely, this whole thing evolved. And I'm lucky I was born at the right time. I had the muzzle. You know? You don't know everything that goes on in life, but sometimes they work out right. And then my mistake, I stuck around here. Back to Merritt. I'm still here. Not exactly 1 day old. I'm still here. I married a survivor. You don't marry survivors. There's a whole world of difference between you and survivors. When you marry survivors, you have a whole new world. Well, I have no complaint. We did wonderful things. But you learn a whole, in spite of what I knew, being in Cyprus months and talking to them, because I speak Yiddish. I thought I knew things. You don't know anything until you get into them. And so I learned a lot. We did what you had to do. We built a family, grandchildren, great-grandchildren now, you know. Nothing like it. Here we plug away. Make kids. That's the way it's got to be. Some people complain about the Orthodox. Jesus, look at how many kids they make. I say, mazel tov, they should only make children. There's nothing better. Other people say, why are you taking somebody else's land? I said, screw you. What do you mean taking somebody who took nobody else's land? We were here first before them. They went to war, they lost. You know, when you lose, you lose. There's no yes or no. If we had lost, we wouldn't be alive. They've still got plenty of places to live. And we see right now what's going on. You see what's going on with this is and shissy and all that kind of crap. Murdering each other. And we complain about the atom bomb that these guys, what the hell's his name? In Tehran, that they want to make. We complain about it. Oh, it's just not nice to go and do the... What do you mean not nice? They're not making a bomb because they want to cook on it. They're making a bomb because they want to get us. No, believe me, I'm not exactly worried about it because I know that we will stand up. And since I was given 20 minutes and 20 minutes are over, now you can ask questions. I was told 20 minutes.
More, the bomb is for peaceful.
What?
The bomb is for peaceful purpose.
For peaceful, oh, that's right. Yeah, sure. A piece of this and a piece of that. Where's Nomi? Did you see Nomi?
No.
She got lost. Okay. What can I tell you?
So what have you done on the ship?
Excuse me?
What have you done on the ship?
What did I do on the ship?
Yeah.
Oh, I was an officer on deck, a deck officer. You think I knew? I knew it. I mean, I was there. But my problem wasn't so much being a deck officer. My problem was getting the other guys to work. Because only about a third of us knew anything about a ship. The rest didn't know. And we tell them, listen, you work 4 hours on, 8 hours off, round the clock. What do you mean? Sure, there's no Shabbos and there's no Sunday either. You keep going. And you cross the Atlantic, it takes you over 3 weeks. This is, it was a great ship. If the weather got bad, you prayed, if you know how.
If you believe.
Or if you believe, that helps also. It's like they say, rich or poor, it's good to have money. Yes?
I want to show off a little bit.
Excuse me?
I want to show off.
You want to show off?
Yes.
Sure, you look like a nice
I
man.
know two of the people who came from America at the very beginning, Joe Buxenbaum.
Wonderful guy.
Oh, and
Wonderful guy. Made a lot of money also.
Yes.
Oh, and his son is living on it. What could be better?
The other one was Paul Schulman.
Paul Schulman, the best. Paul was a graduate of the United States Maritime Academy. Graduate United States Maritime. He came as a volunteer. He came from a real Zionist family. His mother couldn't understand what the hell he was doing, but that's because she was a Zionist, you see. You get very confused sometimes. Why are you this? Why are you that? People say they're left, they're right. They don't know their ass from their elbow, but left or right. Paul Schulman's mother was a wonderful Zionist. Wonderful. And Paul, thank God.
I worked with both of them.
Oh, good for you. You see?
Yes.
At least I hope you learn from them. They're good people. And you still praise them. He did the introduction to my book, Paul. Paul wrote the introduction.
What is the name of your book? Say it again.
The Jews' Secret Fleet.
They have it at the front. You can
Yeah, it's
see
at the
it,
store.
Oh,
At
okay.
the entrance to this side.
It's someplace. But you see, if I found Naomi, I would be able to show you the book. I got a.
Who's Naomi that you're
She's got a copy. How can I do it? Maybe I'll leave it here. I'm going to go home right away. Anyway, Paul Schulman, a wealthy family. Oh, lots of money there. But he had tzechel. After the army, getting discharged, he joined this thing called Aliyah Israel. They had some fake name. In fact, as I'll tell you, if they ever didn't tell you, they were buying ships, all illegal. But it was not illegal. We didn't know what the hell was legal or illegal. But he formed a company. It was called FB Shipping. So people, what's that? So it depends on who he talked to. People, he couldn't say anything. It's far better. He says, but then, shh, fuck the British. But these were the good things in life, you see. These were the good. No, Paul was a marvelous fellow. Wonderful. He married Rose Schulman. He had a bunch of kids. Unfortunately, one kid died young. No, Paul, first commander of the Israeli Navy.
I know.
He was first commander of the Israeli Navy. They don't know. They don't know. These people don't know. So he was the first commander of the Israeli Navy, and they didn't like it. They said, why could the foreigner be head of the Navy? So they moved him over after a month. They said, no, you take care of this and that. But you can't. Okay. No, I can understand it. What do you need, a foreign general? Okay. But he was genuine. He was genuine. Genuine. And boy, he had a collection of paintings in his house that his mother gave him. Psst. I'm an art dealer at one time in my life. What paintings? What the best? Jesus. Yes?
Yes. How did you, who did you talk to in the beginning to find out to start doing this?
What, to get into this business?
Yeah.
If I knew who to talk to, I wouldn't be here. You see, I didn't know. I'm a shul goer. You know what a shul is?
Yeah.
It's like a church, but it's for Jews.
Yeah, but was there,
So I go to shul. I come back from the war, finished everything. I go to shul. Because why? I want to see who's around.
okay, so you were in the States and you went to the shul?
I'm in the States.
Okay.
I go to shul,
Where in the
and one of the
States?
guys over there, what?
Where in the States?
Far Rockaway, New York. Right, by the ocean. Yeah. I meet there at this, of course you don't daven, you don't pray, you talk. And one of the guys, I tell the guy, what? They say, geez, you're on ships. Whoa, gee, they're looking for you. I was looking for me. Forget about it. I got enough of that crap. Well, the end result is what? He says, no, they're looking for you. It's something important for Jews. Well, I was a sucker. I like Jews. So I went to meet somebody. A guy told me the story. And after he told me, what? He said, you may go to jail. You may this, all kinds of what can happen to you. I says, it may take a year. I says, wait a minute. What do you get paid for the deal? He says, no money. I said, I'm going. Because I'm here. I said, no going. How many jerks are ready to go? They need me. I'm useful. That's how I ended up, by mistake. My big problem was not lying to my parents and my brothers. I have 5 brothers. Not so easy. I'm not allowed to tell them anything.
Was it the Jewish agency?
So what did I do? The pay was, he kept telling me there's no money. That's what bothered the hell out of me. But okay. I had to go home and tell my mother that I'm not going to go to college. Anybody here New Yorkers? If you know, in New York, there was a great college called Hunter College. It was for women. After World War II, it became co-ed. And I said, that's where I'll go. Education and Chavas and Bret, the hell with it. It's going to be co-ed. Maybe I'm not learning this, I'll learn that. I go home, I take my mother, I said, Mom, sit down, I got to talk to you. She was surprised. We talked Yiddish, English. And I told her, Mom, I'm not going to go to college. She couldn't believe it. You know. What are you going to do? She said, finally, I couldn't lie. She said, I want to do something good for the Jewish people. She said, the thing that left me all my life. So, see, Neppes gift for the Yiddish you mentioned, darfst nicht gehen in college. You want something good for the Jewish people, you don't have to go to college. That was the end. Now I speak in colleges, I give all the bullshit there, like I give you, and there I'm a big pshaka. I used to go through college, what can I do? Listen. But here I am. Now you're going to college, you're listening to me, what the hell do you know? But, so that's it. So I didn't lie to her. And she told me, go do something good for you, go do it. And of course she knew that if it wasn't for me, there wouldn't be a state of Israel. My son the captain, my son this. It was good. Family was with me. My brothers, when I came back, they were all mad at me. He said, why didn't you tell us? We would have gone also. Because we were brought up in a positive Jewish family. When I say positive, I can't even tell you what. But we all knew something about the Holocaust. My parents had family in Poland after they came to America right after 1900. And They left all their family there. They got married in America. The Landsmannschaft, that's what?
No, Landsmannschaft is
Landsmannschaft is like a sorority or fraternity, but it's something. And the people met each other. They met each other. They got married there. And the next thing you know, they have children. 5 boys. It was a big problem. My mother was very anxious, but it didn't work. And the house was just full of you. Was it religious? I don't know what the hell religious means. You know, you start, everybody's telling you, how religious are you? I said, no, what do you mean, how religious am I? I like girls. Does that mean I'm religious? And, you know, I'm not sure. I'm not sure. But I have one son who's got 3 girls and a boy. The boy in the army he got through. The 3 girls all became officers. And he's Shomer Shabbos. He's okay. He runs our book publishing business. And then I got another daughter, my other daughter. She's got 4 girls. And they were all very traditional and nice like this. And 3 of them got married. The 4th one, maybe I'll talk her into it one day. Today you don't get married. You live 1 year, 2 years, 3 years. So it's got me confused. Yeah.
I'm curious what kind of shul back in America you went to?
Yeah.
What kind of shul?
What kind of shul? Well, only Jews. It was, I tell you something, this place was an Orthodox shul. They spoke Yiddish there.
That's what I thought, because of Yiddish.
Yeah, they spoke Yiddish in Far Rockaway. They spoke Yiddish. I was at home. I liked it. I didn't mind.
What happened? Like, do you go to shul today?
Oh, yeah. Today I tell people I go to church, but my shul is not like the other shul. In fact, I go to 2 shuls. I go to one that's more and one that's less. I can't help it. You can ask my girlfriend. She knows where I go. It's just the way I go. I believe that going to synagogue is very important. I believe the future of the Jewish people is through our religion. How religious you want to be, that's your trouble, not mine. And therefore I go to both of them.
Yeah, I was curious because you don't wear a kippah. I go to Reform.
No, we wear a kippah in our synagogue. No, we wear a kippah. Yes.
Can I just ask, what exactly happened when you were in Cyprus?
What happened in Cyprus?
Yeah.
First of all, you slept on the ground in tents. And it's not exactly cool there. It's very hot. Water was very short. Very short. They used to come around with a water truck. You come in with a bucket, fill it up. Not for yourself, for a few of you. One guy learned how to shave practically without water. You know, you learn to make do. But the Jews, they didn't just sit on their ass there. Made an educational campaign. They started teaching. Some learned English from me. Poor bastard, he's in trouble. But they learned. They had classes going. Mathematics, English, Hebrew, everything. And good drawings also, and that was very important because it made them good forgers. So when they had to give me fake papers, I could get forged papers right away. It was an important part of the life. And that's what, they had weddings. Over 2,000 children were born in Cyprus. And at first there was no hospital. You know, the British are very nice, of course. So thank God there was Jews in America. There's something called the Joint Distribution Committee. You know, today everything is you just smoke a joint, but in those days, there was something called the Joint Distribution Committee, and they built a small hospital. 2,000 kids were born on Cyprus. Can you imagine this? You know, here we are, sunshine day and night, British soldiers, double rows of barbed wire going all around, British soldiers sitting up there, making children.
And the men
Getting
that
it. What?
the men that you sailed with, did they work more as caretakers, or they were just like the other individuals?
We were all like that. We were all like that. If you ever see a picture, you see the pants we had, because we had to cut them all, they're shorter all. I mean, I don't have it. I don't have my book. Jesus, where the hell is Naomi? She's probably looking for me. No, stay where you are. Stay where. Because I show you a picture of me with my short pants.
What have you done after the war in Israel?
Thank you. What did I do?
Yeah.
You see,
First of all, I had to go to work, of course.
Yeah.
Couldn't help that. And that, I had a good run. I was a bachelor for 5-6 years. It was a good life. After that, everything went downhill. But not really. No, not you. I got the keys to the cars, okay. I then got a job. Well, I had this for investment. So I used to meet Americans, and knock them off, selling stock in an American company that invested in Israel. That's how I started. Then I got married. I should say, I didn't get married. I was told to get married. I don't know. I knew my wife, a Holocaust survivor. I knew her 6 weeks, maybe.
And you gambled.
What can I tell you? I was 30 years old. She says, you're old enough to get married. Let's get married. Okay, I got married. What can I tell you? And the next thing that happened, we had children, one after the other. Not enough. We should have had more, but that's... And then we went into business. We had art galleries. We learned how, my wife learned how to teach the Holocaust, not as a teacher, but as a survivor. She set up a course at Yad Vashem to teach Holocaust survivors how to speak to the public. As she used to say, I was like an animal in a cage. And so we set up this course for a week. They would come for 5 nights, 5 days. We had teachers come, and people learned to speak. We got beautiful letters, of course, from her all. We had art galleries. What else did I have? What else? Import, all kinds, anything. You gotta make a living. You gotta make a living. What can you do? So I had all kinds of geschäfte, and I did. I don't know if I succeeded or not, but we ended up okay. That's...
How many kids you have?
Only 3. Only 3. What can I tell you? Only 10 grandchildren. And I say only because I look around. Without people, we haven't got a land. The land demands people. And those of us that can afford to have it, should have it. And if you can't afford that, you have it anyway. Look at them. They're poorest church mice. They cry. They're people too poor. How you bring up they bring up more children with less money. You know, it's only when you're wealthy, geez, you don't have enough. Give the kid a car. These people, they give them nothing. The kids grow up. They go to the army. Built the country with it. You know, and that's the only way it can be. You're raising your hand, or you're just scratching your head?
No, I'm just thinking, the 2,000 kids in Cyprus that were born, it's because the joint distribution organization distributed joints?
They were born there because everybody had to have they all got married. We had rabbis there, we had weddings. There was no food to have the wedding, you know, it was all, everything was, but it was great. It was really wonderful. I mean, no complaint about it all. Some of them, not many of us still alive, but one of them lives a block, 3 or 4 blocks away from me, and once in a while he drops in with his wife. Once his wife, she called me, oh, tomorrow's Shabbos, I'm going to bring you a challah. She went home and baked a challah for me. What am I going to tell you? He was in the army, and he worked here, and he built a family, and he's got grandchildren. The whole kit and caboodle.
And what happened to your brothers? Did they stay in the States, or was some of them
well, one brother came here, actually. He retired. When he retired, he packed it up. He used to come and visit. He says, it's too expensive going back and forth. He came and moved on. So he moved on. Look, the Jews over there.
How many voyages you had with your
Only
ship?
one. It took a year. How much can you do in a year? It took a year. You start, you work trying to make the vessel run in America. Started in Florida. From Florida, you go up to Baltimore. From Baltimore, you go over to Italy. To France first, and then you go to Italy. From Italy, you come here. They catch you. They put you back.
What was your first impression when you saw all those Holocaust survivors?
Cried. I could talk to them. Terrible, terrible. And they climbed up the ladder to get into our vessel. I said, Jesus. But you see, on a ship, there are certain things on a ship that are interesting. The ladder, it's one that shakes.
Yeah.
It's got a name. Anybody here know the name of the ladder? It's Jewish. There's the ladder in Jewish life. In the Bible, some goddamn place. Jacob's ladder is called. Jacob, it's a ladder. Can you imagine it's a Jacob's ladder that they climbed to freedom for? I mean, you know, of course, I'm crazy. I see these things. Now you'll see them. The Jacob's ladder. What could be better? Okay, you know, it's just an amazing thing. I'm now doing some research. I'm not a researcher, but I make out. I find out that this guy Christopher Columbus, he's probably Jewish. You don't believe it? There you go. You see that? There you go. You don't believe it. But I'm going to tell you why. But that doesn't do with this. But he left, when he left Spain, in his diary, the first thing he said, today, I'm leaving on a voyage that I know nothing about. There's something, whatever. I said, today, the Jews are being driven out of Spain.
Because all his helpers were Jews.
See, there you go. See, if you know more about it, give it, because I want to publish a little book on it for kids. It's an amazing thing.
It's the research if you
Christopher Claus, a Jew, you know, they got to be sugar. Of course.
I want to thank you very, very much. We can listen for hours to
We
the
can
story.
go back to Spain.
I know.
But you got to understand. I was told to understand one thing. You can talk for 20 minutes. That's it. I said bullshit. But anyway.
I want to invite you to lunch, and you can talk with the students then. I do want to take 2 minutes and have Jessica.